I'm up here at Vista Point. As you can hear, the creek's really ripping. This is Mill Creek. And the Thurman Flats, the picnic area is right up there upstream, maybe a quarter mile. Anyway, they had a fatal drowning here yesterday. They said a woman was trying to cross the creek on a log and she slipped and went in. You can see how fast that water's moving. I'll zoom in a little bit here, you can get a little bit better idea how fast it's moving. And I wanted to make a video showing that, see, there's people down there playing right beside it. If they slip and go in fact, there's a log right there going across. I hope they don't try and go across. This is the second fatal swift water in a week. There was one up at East Fork, San Gabriel River, up the bridge to nowhere. Back in 1980, I wanted to tell this story again. We came up here, we were tubing. We would put in up here and we would go down to the bridge. And in 1979 and 80, they had a lot of rain, kind of a lot of storms like we had this winter. And we had a couple beers. I was 20 in the military. And actually, we were above here. And I went down and went around that corner up there by the picnic area thinking I'll see how it is down here. And I got knocked off my tube. And I started bouncing off rocks and trees. And I tried to get my feet out in front of me and I rolled on my back like we had avalanche training in the military. I tried to get on my back and I was using my feet to like steer me away from the rocks and the logs, but within minutes I was worn out. And luckily I didn't hit my head. They said that's what happened to the lady yesterday. They think she hit her head, which knocks you unconscious, which the water, they found her pinned up against a log. She was, her torso was underwater, so it's really dangerous if you slip and go in. Like I went down, see, I was, when I came through here, I could hardly keep my head above water. And people at first thought I was doing it on purpose. They were cheering me on. Like, go dude, go. But I was so weak already from struggling. I couldn't even, I was underwater a lot. I couldn't even holler for help. And finally the people that were downstream, they were like where everybody parties right here. They were trying to get tree limbs and reach out to me, but I couldn't even raise my arms. And I got pinned under a rock, I want to say about right here. I got pinned underwater against a rock. And it was literally one of those come to Jesus moments where I thought I'm going to die right here. And my back was against the big rock. I was underwater. And I realized if I didn't get off that rock, I was going to drown right there. And I used my legs, I turned my shoulders, and the current caught my shoulder and just kind of whipped me out of there. But I was still so weak, I couldn't, once you get in that main flow, it's hard to get out of it. And luckily a couple that were on the beach down here, they were able to, I couldn't reach out to grab the stick, but they kind of like shoved me into the calmer water with the stick. I couldn't grab it. Once they got me into the shallow water, they pulled me up on the rocks. I couldn't get up. I was completely beat. I ended up being black and blue from my head to my toes, my ears to my toes, because I was bouncing off everything. And there's rocks in there you can't see that were just beating my legs. And they pulled me up, and my buddy came running down. You know, he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Man, I got knocked off the tube." And yeah, it was really close. I almost drowned right here. But evidently, there's been a couple though. Shane was saying, the search and rescue guy. Somebody up here went in 10 years ago. Same thing, he tried to cross the creek. He fell in. It was like a first date thing, and he drowned. There was another one, Dave was saying 15, 20 years ago up by Big Falls, up by Forest Falls. So this is a killer creek when it's ripping like this. Please don't try and cross it. Don't do like I did. And I was in tip-top shape. I was in the service. We PT'd every day. We did swim work and the pool work at the officers club. And I thought I was invincible, and I damn near, boy, it humbled my ass. It really taught me. I really didn't understand swift water that much, but I do now. I did after that day. But as you can see, if you go into that, just one first rock, you bonk your head, you're done. Luckily, I didn't bonk my head. We had no helmets. You know, we were really stupid. We were, you know, drinking beer, and like everybody does up here. They come up here to party. But right now I wouldn't mess with this creek. I would not, if you got little kids, I wouldn't. It's so nice. See, there's really no calm areas to pull into. Usually they got this dammed up and there's little pools. There's no little calmer spots anymore. So it's a killer creek right now. So hopefully nobody will tempt fate. Yeah, that log going across really has me worried now that I see it, because somebody's going to want to walk that. But that's it from Mill Creek. Hopefully that's the last of the fatal drownings up here. Thanks for watching. See you. Here's a little close-up action. You can see kind of hydraulics here of this creek as it comes down through this pass right here. That's kind of what I got shoved up against. I don't know if you can see that rock. I got shoved up against a rock like that. It was a bigger rock. It was actually sticking out of the water. It was a bigger flow back then in 1980. I would say maybe double this.